Hello, hello, and welcome, my Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Path of True Love reading for August 2020, or Timeless. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Darting the Circle Productions. Venus in Libra sign, the Archangel of the Lions, Mark Angelo Lyons, but your dad just calls me Mal. Hey. Yeah, I'm having a Trixie and Katya withdrawal. I know they have tons of new content out, but I've just been too busy to watch it. If you have no idea who that is, why are you here? I'm kidding. My subscribers, thank you so much for following along. You're here because I'm the fun one and because I'm accurate. It's a nice balance. You don't usually get both. Thank you so much for your support on my YouTube journey. I've been saying all week long, it's like we use that word journey way too much unless you're referring to the band with Steve Perry in it. I'm forever yours. Faithfully? Put a ring on it. But you really have been very, very vital in this journey. I'm learning a lot as a YouTuber. Been reading cards. Man, it's going to be 40 years in tarot as of next year. I started when I was 12. I'll be 52 in September, but I didn't actually pick up the tarot cards until it would be next summer, 40 years. So doing this digitally has really been a journey, and my channel keeps getting better and better and better, and I'm going to be getting new tech and eventually new editing software and all that stuff. But for now, this is where we are, and I couldn't have gotten here without you. So thank you. If you are new to my channel, please do consider liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and commenting, because that helps people see my work. And I have to say, if repetition is the mother of skill, thank you, Tony Robbins, you man mountain. He's so hot. He's like smart, enlightened, and built like a brick shithouse. Bless his heart, and his wife and kids. But that being said, very, very, very honored to be doing this. Let's get down to business. This is a general read, right? My Lib, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. General read. Please take what resonates, leave what does not. Check your other signs. We are doing a Path of True Love GPS read. 13 cards total, 10 of which are a Celtic cross. The other 3 cards will be clarifiers you'll see as we go. So really stay in the present moment as much as you can. Focus on your breath as much as you can. Not just because you're an air sign, but it will keep you grounded in the present moment. I will do the same so I can get you the clarity, guidance, and grace, and so that you can take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And remember, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not resonating. Sometimes that resonance in your body, see if the head does it, and sometimes if the heart does it, that can just be the alchemical process of integrating the energy and the information coming in. But it's when your body goes, nah, that's how you know it doesn't resonate. If it's a punch in the gut, usually it's true. I know, that's intuition. I didn't write that rule. I wouldn't. I'm a hedonist. Gold. So let's get up in this gig. All the decks that I read are in the description box all the way at the bottom. There's some other links in there about the Path of True Love, about soulmates and twin flames and soul contracts that you might want to check out. Otherwise, let's do this. I'm going to start with the Daughters of the Moon. It's the next deck. I'm going to be starting with the Healing with the Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue to get you one Healing with the Angels Oracle card. Who is the angel that is walking with you on the Path of True Love for August 2020 or Timeless? Keep in mind this is a timeless reading. Whenever you're supposed to watch it is when you're supposed to watch it. Breathe. Oh, my angels, that's nice and soft. Angel soft. Please, one card in clarity. Who is the healing angel walking with the Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the Path of True Love for August 2020 or Timeless, whenever they are watching this, that they should be aware of, right? That the angels are always watching us. Path of True Love is a huge part of the divine plan, particularly where we are right now. So much more love being needed, downloaded onto the planet to absorb and integrate and heal a lot of this anger and hatred and fear on the planet. So keeping in mind that the Path of True Love is your journey, the individual soul's journey, the hero's journey, the healing path, the wisdom path, the artist path, whatever you want to call it, the spiritual path. through relationships, right? What the relationships that serve us, our hardest lessons and our greatest joys. Please, my angels and archangels, what is the perfect healing angel that walks with us nope. This August 2020 or timeless, and I'll include myself in that as well. I am Venus in Libra. So what is the angel walking with us? Why do you do it, Miss Katya? Power. Okay, so this is great. So this is about us being empowered, right? Making empowered choices, empowered decisions, right? Feeling our oats, as it were, and I am so very up for and down with that. So to add to that, we are going to get you early on, rather than at the end, a healing mantra card from Matt Kahn's healing mantra deck, so that we can refer to these two throughout. It's the first time the guides have ever reconstructed the order in which the cards come down, without some minor exceptions here and there. But with that card of power and a card of healing, it's pretty cool for a Path of True Love GPS. By the way, with GPS, what I mean by that, Celtic cross spreads, if you're familiar, really do look like a GPS screen, right? Like you're in the middle, right? And they show you where you've been, where you're going, and you tell it where you want to go, in this case, to your highest destiny on the Path of True Love for the month. But it shows you a route, not the only route, but with my pantheons, it's the one that's going to make you the happiest, the healthiest, the wealthy, and the wisest, but maybe not in the way you expect. Breathe. My ascended masters of true love, who this deck is consecrated to, please, what is the perfect healing mantra? There you are, for the Libra Collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the Path of True Love, August 2020 or timeless. What is our perfect healing mantra to help us with this angel of power? Empower ourselves, perhaps empower others for our well-being and the well-being of all. Oh, I got this one for myself when I did my own reading. I always read myself first. Grounding my energy. It is safe to be in my body. So this is actually my mantra, personally, for the month of August. It is safe to be in my body. Let me read you from the bookie book here. Yo, bookie book. Call forth, we do summon stone, call thee forth, the bookie book of mantra. Grounding my energy, it is safe to be in my body. When your energy is grounded, you are no longer wrestling with the pain of the past or chasing after potential future outcomes. Yes, because you are here in the now. Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now, as well as everything else he's ever done. Really good. You dare to demonstrate your very best attributes and qualities, no matter how you are perceived or received by others. Yeah, screw them. I mean, it's all about us. It's all about you, right? But when we're feeling safe in your body, feeling grounded and safe in your body, you're more authentic. With your energy grounded, your mind can relax as your body becomes a more enjoyable environment to inhabit. And you're Libra. Why wouldn't you want to be in balance and enjoy your body as an environment? Isn't that a fascinating truth, that our bodies are an environment for the soul and our awareness? See, we're not our bodies. This mantra is ideal for replacing compulsive thoughts, Libras, releasing addictive behavior, Libras, and finding stability, Libras, right? And that's no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. Like I said, I have Mercury, Venus conjunct, third house in Libra. That's why I talk so purty. Shall we? Let's get down to the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Here comes your 10 position Celtic cross spread, the gods and the goddesses, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, showing you all about where you are, your current trajectory on the Path of True Love. Breathe. My gods and my goddesses sacred, please. 10 cards. I need a Celtic cross spread. I'll call them out one at a time for this Libra Collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the Path of True Love for August 2020 or timeless. Please give me one card. What is the card that covers the Libra Collective on the Path of True Love, August 2020? Just leave it in my hand. Thank you. What is the card that crosses them? What's crossing them on the path that they have to deal with on the path 2020, August 2020, or timeless? What is at the core of the path for them or within themselves? Underneath it all, what's going on perhaps in the subconscious path of true love, August 2020, or timeless? Sorry. Symmetry, Virgo, Libra, symmetry. What is behind them on the path of true love for August 2020, or timeless? I'll take that one. What is crowning them? About to come into being, more immediate future than distant. What's crowning for them on the path? No. What's crowning for them on the path of true love, August 2020, or timeless? That's the one, pretty much. Close enough. What is before them on the path of true love, sort of around the bend in the road, down the road, August 2020, or timeless on the path? What is their lesson right now, their most dominant lesson on the path of true love, August 2020, or timeless? What does their path look like from the outside looking in? How the world views them, their path, or them on the path, August 2020? What is the destiny that can be alchemized from fate? Their hopes and fears on the hero's journey of the path of true love for them, August 2020, or timeless? And finally, what is their most probable outcome considering the current trajectory of the different timelines, but this timeline of this lifetime for this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love, August 2020, or timeless? We've got them on the table. Let's see what has shown up. The card that covers you is you. Okay, so we've got the Aries card. Now, first of all, it's your opposite sign. Put all the zodiacs in a circle. Libra and Aries are across from each other, and it really is Venus and Mars, if you like, or Aphrodite and Aries. Ares, Aries is the zodiac sign. Ares is the Greek god of war. So they were lovers. So you being represented by the Aries sign says, you know, absolutely check your planets, right? Do you have any planets in Aries? And I'm not even going to say you're being heavily influenced by somebody who's an Aries sun sign or whatever. That's not what I'm getting. What I'm getting is that, like so many reads this time around, and maybe it's because of the isolation and the social distancing and everything, but the indication here is this is really about you taking care of you. This might be about self-love, and really, your angel is power, and it's about grounding my energy, not somebody else's. Do you know what I mean? So grounding your, feeling safe in your own body. So this might very much be about self-care. And really, at the end of the day, all lessons on the path of true love have to boil down to the common denominator. You, right? So self-care, self-love, self-approval, boundaries, right? All that kind of self-stuff seems to be on the table for you, August 2020, or timeless. What's crossing you, however, is another court card. Now, this could very well be a person. It is the sign of Taurus, second house. So whether or not this person is a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whoever, whatever, is a moot point. Because what you're dealing with, perhaps, is if you are the irresistible force, they are the immovable object. All right? Taurus, fixed earth, but their values seem to be pretty stable and strong. You might not agree with all of their values. You don't have to. You don't have to agree with everybody's everything to love people, right? Unconditional love means just that. I love you without condition, but that doesn't mean you're allowed to ride roughshod over me. I don't necessarily know this is right away a sexual romantic read. Everybody wants Path of True Love to be about that, but Path of True Love is all of your relationships and the lessons therein. So it might also be you coming into contact or conflict with your own deeply held beliefs. As much as second house Taurus energy is about prosperity and abundance, it's about life values too. Like honesty is such an important life value for me that I don't lie. I mean, to the best of my ability. I mean, if it's a surprise party, you know, that's a different scenario. Just being a clairvoyant, I pay a horrible price if I don't live up to my own personal ethics, because I took vows, and vows involve the gods. Like, forget when you make a vow to another person. What you vow to the gods is really what's going on. So there's definitely a conflicting feeling going on here, but it feels like, do you not feel safe in your body? Right? Like that, because it's safe to be in my body? Are you feeling safe? Are you feeling grounded? Are you feeling shook? Because possibly your values are being challenged or changing, because values do change over time. I've been saying this a lot this week, not just on camera, but to people, like boundaries, right? Don't talk to strangers, perfect for a 4-year-old. Really not workable for a 44-year-old. You see what I'm saying? So there are certain things that grow and change, and what would be the point of the path of true love as a hero's journey if you don't grow and evolve and change things? And for a Libra, that can take you a while, right? Because you want to think it out, but you want to make sure it is just, as in justice, and balanced, right? What's going on at the core of all of this? A third court card here. Now look, when the first 3 cards are court cards, people, zodiacal-based cards, this is really saying that there are a lot of people involved here, and yet it seems to all come back to you. It's all for you, Damien. Right? So we've got the Cancerian card here, right? Namu, the great mermaid, the ocean goddess here, pouring out her love into the world, the mother of the zodiac. So inside of you, right, this is the core. This might really be activating your own maternal instincts, your own emotional stuff. I mean, you're a Libra, but you're ruled by Venus, so your emotions are not unknown to you. Of all the air signs, you have the, I would say, deeper emotional connection because of that. But there might be something very, very emotionally, like particularly if your emotions are being challenged, having to go inside and feeling comfortable in your own skin, in your own home, so to speak. It is safe to be in my body already seems to be a very, very clear healing mantra for us. I will conclude. Look, I'm 6 foot, 6'1", depending on the shoes I'm wearing. People don't usually intimidate me physically, or really any other way, except for Carol and Mace. Oh, where are you coming from in your past? The Chariot, again, a Cancerian card. So there is something here about trying to balance motivation and inspiration. Inspiration is the carrot, motivation is the stick, right? If you want a horse to move, you can use the carrot, or you can use the stick, or you can use both. But to me, the Chariot is about, from at least your recent past, coming into where you are, trying to kind of motivate yourself to move forward, to take the reins in your own life, and that could very much lead to this place of this Aries energy in your cover card, saying, all right, then I'm number one. Well, yeah, everybody needs to make themselves number one, but make your soul number one, your spirit. Your ego is going to fight for dominance regardless anyway, but self-care, self-love, that's going to help the ego dissolve and be integrated into the soul. The ego is the soul at its most dormant stage. So that's why it's awakening, right? Spiritual awakening. The soul in you doesn't need to be awakened. It's awake. It's the divine part of you. But are you taking care of yourself to give that time for that disappointment and that ego and that grief and that pain and that anger and all of those uncomfortable emotions, which I feel like you might be holding down inside of yourself, making you feel a little uncomfortable in your own skin? Can you allow that process of self-healing? Because it really feels like you motored yourself away from something, moved yourself forward towards something that now you may find yourself, I don't like the word alone, but I guess that's the right word for it with this Aries, right? In a solitary place, even if you're surrounded by people, where you're really being challenged in terms of your values, either you acknowledging them, that you've gone off track a little bit, or that your values are changing. Both are fine and both can be true. What crowns you, what's coming in, the Eight of Cups. Now this isn't so much the future as it is the immediate future. It's what's crowning, what's coming into manifestation, maybe even while this reading is going on. The Eight of Cups in this deck is not so much about walking away as it is walking into. Here we have a woman, we cannot tell if it's maiden, mother, or crone, her head is turned, but walking into a cave following a trail of cups. Some of them are knocked over, some are full, but you could say that on the path of true love, there are times when the path takes you into yourself. If you study Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey, right, the cycle of the hero's journey, there's always descent into the underworld to embrace the shadow. This could be that. Really looking at what caused you to cross the boundary lines of your own long-held values, perhaps family values, that you realize don't suit you anymore. I'm not terribly tribal. Like, I love my family, they're great, but we're all really strong personalities. Like, there's not a weak one amongst us, at least in my immediate, my my mother, my brother, my stepbrother, my stepsister, my stepfather. Like, none of us are shrinking violets. Even their kids aren't shrinking violets, right? So we all kind of have our own individual codes that we live by, very different from each other. And yet you screw with one of us, you screw with all of us, right? That's how that is. So sometimes we do need to pull back to reevaluate some stuff, but this is more of an emotional thing than a mental thing, because you've got water in the core as well as in the crown. Interesting. Where does this take you? What's before you? The Death card, Phoenix. But this is probably more rising from ashes than going to, because you're sort of already going into the underworld. Now look, don't freak out. The underworld is not hell. Well, a portion of it is. It's called Tartarus. You know, the Titans are in there. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them got out early because they were lovely. People forget Rhea was not Rhea Perlman. Maybe she is a Titan. I don't know. I never met her. Kind of tiny for a Titan. A tiny Titan. Sounds like a DC franchise. Don't do it, DC. Don't do it. You already screwed it up with Teen Titans Go. But the Phoenix rising from the ashes, a rebirth, a transformation. And that's you. Remember, the path of true love is your path. This is all about you. But I do feel like with these two court cards, one really hitting you on the inside, this could be maternal influence, as well as your own maternal instincts, regardless of your gender. I have maternal instincts. My cats call me mama. Because they can't go da-da, they go mama. So here, go with it. This Taurus feels like you came up against an irresistible force, immovable object relationship. And again, does not have to be sexual, romantic. Could be comment if it is, though. Because, you know, you can have a stubborn parent that challenges your values, right? That's not how we do things. Well, that's how I do things. Leave me alone. Love is a battlefield. Well, your lesson. Your lesson is the Wheel of Fortune. This is scripted. You haven't done anything wrong. You haven't done anything wrong. This is written in the divine plan. It's time. The Wheel of Fortune is always a timing card for me. Yes, it's about the turning of seasons. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. But also know there is a huge lesson here about how to alchemize your fate, what the gods have given you, and alchemize it into destiny. That's what the hero's journey is all about, regardless of what hero story, myth, contemporary, fictional, non-fictional, right? Like, I saw this thing on the pilot Sully, you know, the one who landed the plane in New York on the water and saved all those lives because of a goose malfunction, right? It's like, his life was just kind of humming along, but he really became the hero, right? Scripted. He took the fate that was handed to him and achieved destiny and became famous as a result of it. Now, I'm sure he didn't do it for the fame. He did it. He doesn't look like somebody who was like seeking fame, but he was a real example of an everyday hero, just doing my job, ma'am. But like, really it has become an icon in some ways, right? Just written that way. There's an opportunity for you here to rise from these ashes brand new and with a stronger sense of value and self-worth. If you really want to improve your sense of self-worth, look to your life values and do your best every day, even moment by moment, to be in alignment with your soul's high wisdom, values, ethics, and you can literally get high off of that the more you act on it. It's just true. Not cheap either. From the outside looking in, oh dear, we've got the Coyote card. So a trick has been played on you. Now, I don't think it's been a trick played on you by someone in particular. The gods, the angels, the divine plan, the higher powers have ways of wily coyoteing us, so to speak. The trickster is usually a teacher and a healer, but there's no other way that your ego is going to confront this unless there was some sleight of hand going on, some misdirection, some prestidigitation. That's such a great word, prestidigitation. Yeah, so it feels like a divine trick. Like, it's the only way you were going to get there. It's the only way we can get you there. You wanted this? You wanted true love? Well, well, true love costs, and here's where you start paying. In sweat, fame, I'm gonna live. Sorry, I just had a Debbie Allen moment. They come and go as I get older like hot flashes. So this is half of the Devil card. Probably you are looking at some fears. And you've got 4 major arcana cards on the table so far. You've got the Amazon in the past, if you will, what's behind you, the Phoenix, the death card in the future. The lesson is the Spider Woman, the Wheel of Fortune. From the outside looking in, the world sees you as the trickster, unless you're being the trickster, but I don't get that sense. I really don't get that sense. I think if people were to see what you were going through, they would say, oh, the universe is totally setting you up for something. You know how friends do, but I think it's actually the case this time. Let's see where you are on the hero's journey. Where you are on the hero's journey right now is you are sculpting, playing with the clay, fingers in the dirt, to find the places we got hurt. Peter Gabriel's so deep. I just want to make out with him for 10 minutes, just for his brain. Suck it out of his head. Sorry. Moon's in Pisces when I'm doing this. Can't help it. I'm a Pisces moon. Three of Pentacles really does speak about your fate being alchemized into destiny by putting your fingers in the dirt, right? Sculpting something. Clay woman takes the dirt beneath her feet, makes something beautiful and practical, but has not yet put it in the kiln or the fire, which would harden it from clay into pottery, right? Something mutable into something fixed. So you are building a foundation here. It feels like you don't need to rush this, nor does it have to be perfect before you put it in the kiln, but you are really in this place of evaluating and anything that you can do physically to bring that into manifestation. For example, this sounds so silly, but it actually does make a difference. Go through your closets and things that you're never going to wear again. The heave-ho, donate them, right? Any of that blue eyeshadow from the 80s, burn it, right? Nobody needs that, really. Don't donate blue eyeshadow. Don't people have enough problems in having blue eyeshadow from the 80s on their eyes? I know it comes back every now and again, but not every fashion trend is worthy of embracing. I have some opinions on that, but you get that feeling. All right, so all I have to do right now for the month of August is kind of get my fingers in the clay, get your life in order, but you're creating a stable foundation for you, and only you, and you're the only one that has to like it. Outcome. Another 3. You end with 2 3s. The 3 of Flames, loyalty. This is most definitely about loyalty to yourself. Because of that Taurus card, I don't think this is loyalty towards someone else necessarily, but it's getting your own loyalties in order, your own priorities. I always say with this card, I had a feeling this was going to come up with that Taurus Life Values card there. Iyanla Vanzant. This is the 4th time I've said this in 6 or 7 readings. Iyanla Vanzant wrote this book. She's from Oprah, Friends of Oprah. Not she's from Oprah, but that's where I found her, through Oprah. In the meantime, where she gave a lovely priority list. God first, then me, then friends and family, then work. When we live that way, go to the gods first, your higher power first thing in the day. I pray every morning, right? Fills you up, gets you out of bed, gets you moving. You brush your teeth, that's the you part. Comb your hair, get your coffee, do what you have to do, your yoga, your tai chi, whatever it is that you do. Then you check on family and friends. Then you go to work, right? And we are taught the exact opposite of that, which is why we burn out. So it feels like you have a stronger sense of loyalty, at least to yourself. 3 of Wands is often about waiting, but what's the point of waiting without loyalty? And I don't feel like the waiting is going to be terribly long, particularly with those 2 3s you have right at the end. We'll pop up a picture after the last card down, and we'll see what other symmetries we have there. But I like that. 3 is a magic number. Man and a woman had a little baby. Yes, they did. 3 in the family. It's a magic number. Breathe. As I tune to the higher selves of all involved, perhaps my own included. I mean, I can relate to this to an extent. Nothing new for me. No one rises from the ashes quite like the Archangel of Lyons, Markangelo Lyons, Mal for short. Chad just calls me Mal. Breathe. The higher selves of all involved. Please, 1 card in clarity. A whisper of love from the Whisper of Love Oracle. What is the final word here in this spread? The last card to hit the table for this Libra collective ruled by Venus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for August 2020 or timeless. Please, the higher selves of all involved. Your message is: show simple acts of kindness. All right. Show simple acts of kindness. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. And I do feel like the greatest act of kindness you can do is to yourself right now, and that might very well be pulling back. Not cutting people off, not walking away never to return, but retreating into the self for emotional exploration. Emotional freedom is a word people are kicking around a lot lately, and it's starting to rub me the wrong way because it's being packaged almost as a way of emotional bypassing. Oh, emotional freedom, never feel bad again. What? You want your shadow to build up to a point where it hits you like a tsunami on a bad day? No. Emotional freedom means you have the understanding, the wisdom, the grounding to feel safe in your own body, to feel all of your emotions, the entire spectrum, but that you don't act on them. The freedom to feel without having to act on them immediately, right? Inner child work, emotional process work, rebirthing, EFT, all of these emotional healing techniques available to us might very well be the way that you show simple acts of kindness to yourself. But I like that second part of it, brings happiness to those around you, energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. But it feels like you're going through such a process of transformation of your value systems. I mean, the world has changed for everybody. I mean, our boundaries have shifted drastically. 6 feet away, right? So it's just time for all of this. You haven't done anything wrong. Don't beat yourself up so much about this if you can avoid it. But at the same time, they're saying pop up the picture, more will be revealed. So let's just do that. Take a nice deep breath. Magic clap. Because the angel that walks with you is the angel of power. So look, so what? You sabotage yourself. And as a matter of the fact, we've got the trickster card here on the table, which is very akin to the saboteur archetype that everybody has. The child, the victim, the saboteur, the prostitute, survival archetypes, every single person has. So you are learning how to empower yourself to take your power back here. And with that Aries card, first card down, that makes sense. That this is only something that you can do, keeping in mind that your mantra really is for you, it is safe to be in my body. So whether that is feeling physically safe around others or because of current circumstances on planet Earth, or just having the emotions come up that you're safe to feel them without harming yourself or others is a great big deal and a very empowering move here. And with that Taurus crossing your path. Now look, that could be a stubborn family member that, and again, nothing here is screaming love romance at the top of its lungs at me. This could be a stubborn opponent, someone again who's the immovable force. You're the irresistible force, they're the immovable object. It is an Aries dealing with a Taurus if this is another person, so that's a lot of horns and there could be a lot of butting of heads. But the other interpretation is that feels more accurate, or at least soul-centered, is that you are being faced with your own lifelong values. Have you lived up to them, and are some of them still serving you? And that's really hard to look at when something that you have felt to be a value your whole life has now fallen away. I mean, I know a lot of people are struggling with racism right now. I mean, I've never considered myself a racist in any way, shape, or form, particularly with the amount of black women I've had in my life. That's sort of ridiculous. But this whole conversation has made us really look at, it's not just about not being a racist, it's really being anti-racism, which is, you know, I always go back to the words of Saint Teresa, Mother Teresa, you know, I won't go to an anti-war rally, but I'll go to a pro-peace rally. And that's a struggle spiritually, because I am in fifth dimensional unity consciousness pretty much all the time. So there's an exploration of my own values there of how can I be more loving than I already am, because I've never, to me, I don't discriminate against color, I discriminate against stupid. But I'm a Virgo, I would. And stupid people can learn. Stupid people, muggles. What's going on here at the core, though? Because you've got these 3 court cards in a row, I have to say feels like there's family influence here, particularly with the Cancerian card on the inner. You might be picking up other people's emotions as well. Let's not forget water signs in that position definitely denote some kind of empathy. A lot of what you're feeling might not be your own. That's why it makes sense the 8 of Cups at your crown, you pull back. But you are coming from this place of the Amazon, the Chariot, really trying to take control of your life, at least emotionally so, with what we've got going on here in front of me, but to greater or lesser degrees of success depending upon the emotion, hence you reclaiming your power and grounding your energy. And part of that is, it looks like you pulling back from people, not necessarily divorcing people and walking away, but walking into your own internal energies, right? The world behind your eyes, into the realm of the soul, the psychology. You know, it's so funny, the word psychology, the root of the word is psyche, which is Greek for soul. So even though we don't correlate those two, you don't go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist for soul issues, yet that is the very terrain that you are in. Please forgive me, the landscapers are literally right outside my window right now. They will pass quickly. They always do. I mean, from my window. And this going within really does facilitate a rising from ashes. I mean, unless you're really going to, but it feels like with the Chariot card, you're really steering yourself in a direction. So if there is a true transformation going on, this is what it's all for. And I know that because your lesson here, the Wheel of Fortune, the Spider Woman is saying this, it's time. It's scheduled, it's scripted. Every thought, choice, decision you have made has brought you here, and that's a good thing. So that you get, it's just time for this. The wheel has turned. I'm in a different place. It's time for me to go through this transformation, perhaps being reduced to ashes only to rise again. And from the outside looking in, with that Coyote Woman card there, the trickster, other people see it. They're like, well, they might have sabotaged themselves before, but they were set up. The world set them up. The universe set them up. This doesn't feel like somebody... Well, look, somebody might have betrayed or backstabbed or sabotaged you, but that was part of the lesson. They were scripted to do so. Could be a twin flame thing here. Go look at your twin flame read for July, August 2020. See if there are any tips or clues there, because remember, twin flames ain't all sexual romantic either. So from the outside looking in, a cosmic divine trick being played on you in order for you to take the hero's journey and probably rise from these ashes. And the best that you can do right now on the hero's journey is Three of Pentacles anyway. Start playing with it, right? Well, what do I want? What do I want to manifest in my life? Not just element of fire, but like, I really mean it. Start fall cleaning, right? Even though we're still in summer, right? Just start kind of going through, making some minor changes here and there. Not just clean house. We all have to clean house, but this is really like getting your fingers in the dirt. Get creative. Write, W-R-I-T-E, right? Move something in some preliminary ways to get your feet under you. A solid foundation that you can create for yourself, even if it's creating an altar in your home, right? Just a clean space that you can put symbols to focus on. You know, I mean, if you can make a meditation room, something like that, that's great. Don't think that's necessary, but that is sort of that kind of vibe. Work with what you have. Take the dirt beneath your feet and make something beautiful and practical. And they're giving me the cake metaphor here too. It's sort of like you have the flour, you have the sugar, you have the eggs, you have the butter, you have the milk, you have the flavorings, the chocolate, but it ain't cake yet, right? You haven't even combined the elements just yet. But it's sort of like you have everything you need for a solid foundation. You just need to combine it and then move on from there. And keep in mind, you've got a 3 in the destiny position and a 3 in your outcome. So it feels like one is very linked to the other, but that is the 3 of flames. Loyalty. What is your loyalty system? Has your value system put other people in front of you to where you are last? That is one probability here, where this is a reevaluation of your loyalty system, which are your priorities. And maybe you're putting spirit a little bit higher, or at least your own emotional, psychological well-being more of a priority, because even your outcome card shows simple acts of kindness, which is very indicative of that 3 of Pentacles in the fate position, the fate into destiny. Simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. Reach out. If you really feel like there's someone that you have disempowered, a simple act of kindness, right? Sometimes an apology is not such a simple act, right? So if this is not a simple act of kindness towards someone else, and you would know who that is at this point, I would think that it might be this walking away, right? Going through this process, which is not simple, just taking the little step towards it could energize you in the sense of really breaking away from something that did not serve your inner values, yet at the same time, maybe allowing other people to know, hey, I'm just pulling back for me. This isn't really about you. It might feel like it's about you, but it's not. and I am doing my best. So I just want to be, here are the words they're giving me. I want to be kind because essentially we are all of one kind. So kindness is acknowledging unity, that we've all been here before. And if we haven't been here before, we will be sooner or later, because this is how it rolls on the path of true love. Yeah, the path of true love, I'm going to say, is 51% internal, like on a good day. That we want it so much to manifest on the external, but it's the path of true love, and you are true love at your core. It's just about removing the obstacles to love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. Course in Miracles, introduction. Yeah. So, may the Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love for August 2020, or timeless, that they may heal, that they may grow, that they may reclaim their power, grounding their energy, feeling safe in their own body, showing simple acts of kindness, going in and rising from these ashes in the perfect timing, and finding their own loyalty, their own values for themselves, for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you so much for watching, my Libras. Please do like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment below. Let me know how this resonates for you, because it's good for me to see, right? It's just hopeful. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of August 2020, or timeless when you are watching this. Hail. Farewell, and blessed, blessed be.